I feel like this is the perfect time to review this book because it's literally snowing outside, so like. Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to Book It, and today we're going to be moving right along with our Twilight series reviews. It's snowing outside, so I thought it'd be perfect to talk about Eclipse, which is the third book in the Twilight series, and honestly, this is probably the best movie in my opinion. No idea why, but I love this book and movie more than the other ones. I think it's mostly because it expands on the other characters, the ones that I find interesting. Like, the first book is all about Bella and Edward, right? The second book is about Jacob and his transformation and becoming a werewolf. And this one covers everyone else in the family. Rosalie, I think, right? Yeah. Yes, it covers Emmett, Carlisle with the Vittori, how Edward almost died, Esme jumping off a cliff, Rose, Emmett, Jasper, all of that stuff, basically. So I really liked this. Also, I just think it has a great plot. So we are right after Edward went to the Volturi, and they're like, you have to make Bella a vampire. And they've decided they're going to make her a vampire after her graduation. This is set in stone. The family takes a vote, whatever. Edward is not happy about it, but he's okay to do it. He also wants them to be married because he's like really old fashioned, and like becoming a vampire means you have to get married first, I guess. I don't know. I get it, whatever. So when they take the vote, Rosalie is like, I don't want you to be a vampire. And obviously they can't do that anymore because of the Volturi. And Bella basically is like, why? Trigger warning coming up. So Rosalie was engaged to marry this man, and one night, his name was Roy, and one night they all got super drunk, and basically Roy and his friends SA'd Rose and beat her and basically left her for dead in the middle of, the street. And this is when Carlisle was walking home and smelled the blood and found her, and she was ready to die. Like, she was okay with dying. He saved her. She became a vampire, and she hunted down every single last one of those men and left Roy for last. She did end up killing Roy in her wedding dress, as kind of a point of like, she then proceeded to be alone. So they talk about how Carlisle was the first. He lived with the Volturi. That was his family until he decided to go off on his own, and he changed Edward, who was dying of the Spanish influenza, because he made a promise to Edward's mom that he would like keep an eye on him. So that was like his son. And then Esme jumped off a cliff, or she fell off a cliff, and one of the two, and Carlisle found her and decided that that was going to be his wife. So he originally turned Rose to be Edward's wife. She did not like Edward, and Edward did not like her, which is kind of funny because Rose didn't like anybody after she went through her whole redemption era of like murdering people. She was more or less just like, okay, I'm done. And this is when she found Emmett, who, funny enough, got mauled by a bear, and then she rushed Emmett to Carlisle and was like, save him for me, save him. So then Edward was by herself. We then learn a little more about Jasper because Jasper is like training them on how to fight. And we learn that Jasper and Alice came into the family later. Alice had a vision that this was going to be her family, so she, found them, and she also found Jasper. We don't really know Alice's backstory. We never find that out, actually. There's a lot of like speculation on like who was her, who she doesn't know who changed her. She doesn't know anything about her life before. She literally knows that she woke up one day, was a vampire, has visions. That's it. And Jasper was changed during the Civil War. He fought for the South, so red flag. He tells a story, and it is really sad. He basically was manipulated, and he was kept to basically form an army for this woman. She wanted a bunch of newborns because newborns are usually stronger and faster than actual vampires. And then he would train them on how to fight for her and then, get rid of them. So Rose does not want Bella to throw her life away because, she wanted to have a husband and kids and all that. And then she wanted to die until she met Emmett. So we all learn all about them, which is, I think this is a big part of why I like this book so much, is because it actually dives into the other characters and we learn that they're not just like here. Charlie still hates Edward. Edward's back. Charlie still does not like him, and we stand Charlie on this page. This is a Charlie fan page. He doesn't like that Edward's back because he doesn't understand, and he was like, you left my daughter, and she was not happy, but whatever. Jacob and the wolves decide to help the vampires fight Victoria because she's still trying to kill Bella because her man died. Like, get over it. Find a new man. That was literally 2 books ago. But whatever. And then, so because of that, we learn about Jacob and his pact more. Like, obviously we learned about them a lot in New Moon, but in this one, the best part about this book is my girl Jane comes back. I love Jane. Jane is a part of the Volturi. She, is an OG. She makes people feel pain just by looking at them. It's awesome. She comes back for the fight a little bit. We do see the actual, like, showdown between the newborns and everyone that comes to support, Bella's family. And then Jane and the Volturi show up afterwards, and they're like, oh, she's not a vampire yet. And that's when they're like, yes, graduation. She hasn't graduated. Give us a second. And Jane is still, like, not a big fan of them. Anyway, overall, I really like this book. This was honestly my favorite book to read the entire thing. I just love diving into other characters, and I think that's genuinely why. I really wish we ever found out whatever, like, Alice's story. I feel like that would be such a great thing. I mean, we got Midnight Sun, we got Life and Death, we got The Short Life of Bree Turner, but, like, come on. This book does come right before The Short Life of Bree Turner, which is the short second life of Bree Turner. She was one of the newborns that was changed in the fight for Victoria. Victoria's fighting because of James. Riley is the guy that changes her and, like, tries to train her how to fight. Obviously, she doesn't fight. And then she passes away in this book, and we see her entire life in the next book. But yes, I gave this book overall a 4 out of 5. I did like it a lot. I'm actually really excited because my best friend just finished it as well. And she has never read the books, so that's great. That is it for this video. We're going to move right along with the next video is going to be Breaking Dawn and then so on and so forth. But that is Eclipse. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Helps me out so much for you. But honestly, oh my God, just stumbled over all my words. And until next time, bye.